Good evening and welcome to KTN Live. It's Thursday and let's do what we do every Thursday. Well, so since CORD lost the election, there has been one chorus that has been sung consistently, and that has been saving Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka. Whether Raila Odinga wants to come back to Parliament or not has been an issue that has been, out there. Now, just this week, the CORD coalition had agreed, or so we hear, that they have to talk to some few MPs to step down for the Vice President. Well, that's a good conversation that we'll be having to someone of interest. But also, tonight we'll be talking to Kalonzo, coming to talk to us about the Supreme Court's decision. They've given us the details on Thursday, and we will be going through point by point and exactly what she feels about that Supreme Court ruling and the details that have come thereafter. But first, let's set the stage.
The CORD coalition has just concluded their retreat in this room here at the Great Rift Valley Lodge in Naivasha. And the biggest and the hardest part of their deliberations here at the Great Rift Valley Lodge was how to get the former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka back into the National Assembly.
That Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka will be the leader of CORD in the National Assembly. 6. Before Honorable Kalonzo joins the National Assembly, Honorable Francis Nyenze will in the meantime be leader of CORD in the National Assembly.
And they have decided Kalonzo must come back to take the position of leader of minority in the National Assembly. As to how exactly that will happen, this was their answer.
Can you leave that to be our secret? You will just see him there the day he will be sworn in.
They have, however, agreed on the names that will be holding the major seats both in the Senate and in the National Assembly.
That Senator Moses Wetangula will be the minority leader of CORD in the Senate. Deputy leader in the National Assembly, Honorable Jakoyo Midiwo. Deputy minority leader in the Senate, Senator Hassan Abdul Rahman Ali. Minority whip in the Senate, Honorable Johnston Muthama. Deputy Minority Whip in the Senate, Ms. Janet Ongera. Minority Whip in the National Assembly, Honorable Gideon Mungaru. And Deputy Minority Whip in the National Assembly, Honorable Dr. Chris Wamalwa.
The most interesting development here on day 2 of the CORD retreat here in Naivasha was that two ladies, both nominated senators in the Senate, former Executive Director Janet Ongera and nominated Senator Elizabeth Ongoro, came to near blows over the position of Deputy Minority Whip in the Senate.
The Deputy Whip in the Senate, and I'm very happy. Yeah.
What was happening with Elizabeth Ongoro?
I really don't know. Ask Elizabeth Ongoro.
The only disagreement that I really will not be privy to, will not be party to, is to support one person who, in my opinion, has cost us 3 elections, and the machinations that are continuing, that then a category or a clique strategically puts somebody who will always agree with them, and we are all supposed to band to clap and feel happy about that. I'm not going to be party to that. I'm sorry.
The CORD members have accepted Raila Odinga's decision that he does not need anyone to step down for him in order for him to get to the National Assembly or the Senate.
The CORD Parliamentary Group noted with great concern that the security allocated to Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga and Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka has in the past few days been withdrawn despite the assurances by the government to the contrary.
In addition to the hiccups on the deliberations about the names to be submitted for the various parliamentary committees, the big hurdle for the CORD members will be how to get the former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka back into the National Assembly to take up that position of leader of minority in the National Assembly.
All right, getting the Vice President back to Parliament, that is the question. And names have been fronted here and there. And in studio with me is someone who's at the center, or probably we here could be at the center of it all, is Mwingi Central MP, Mr. Joe Mutambu. Karibu sana.
Asante sana, thank you very much.
Why would you not step down for the Vice President?
That is $1 million question. when you ask me why I should not step down for the vice president, I'll tell you, one, I'm not aware whether there's anybody who was supposed to step down for the vice president. Two, I didn't know that we are going to Naivasha to discuss any issue of someone stepping down. Three, this information was given out to media by unknown, I would say unknown people, with their own motives, and I was not party to it. Number four, which is very important, the vice president or former vice president, he has never asked me to step down on his favor. So I don't know why members, either of CORD or public opinion, or who thinks that Mutambu should step down for Kalonzo. I don't know why Citizen aired that information or those news that Mutambu has been identified.
So let me get this straight.
To step down.
You went to Naivasha among other CORD MPs,
yes,
and coalition members, and part of the discussion was how the vice president can get back to parliament and take up the lead of majority.
I'll tell you with a lot of honesty, that was not the agenda.
Was it discussed?
It was not discussed by anybody. I sit with top managers of CORD. I sit with principals. I sit with all MPs. And there's no time, even during our meetings, we ever discussed how, when, and where former vice president will come back to parliament. The only issue which was brought, it was important for the two principals, either one of them, to be in parliament, not because they ought to be in parliament, but for a strategic reason.
So back to the $1 million question again.
Yeah.
If today you're asked, or tomorrow, by the CORD coalition, or by the principals as you refer to them, that you step down for them, will you step down?
I'll tell you this, and I want every Kenyan to know this. The mandate of Mwingi Central seat do not belong to me, neither does it belong to any of those you have mentioned. It belongs entirely and squarely to the people of Mwingi Central constituency. Those are the people who elected me. And if I were to engage with any discussion of either not even stepping down for anybody, either quitting this seat, I can only do so through Mwingi voters. Not through anybody, not through any favors, not through any inducement of either money-wise or job or anything, because I can't be bought, number one. Kalonzo is my personal friend, a good friend. It's like a brother to me. And if he really wanted me to step down, or he wished so, I don't see anything which could have stopped him from asking me as a friend, Joe, would you do this for me? But he has not done so. So I don't understand why somebody somewhere decided to say it is Mutambu, although I have a clue why he did so.
Well, what's the clue? Your personal friend, but why would anyone then come and narrow down to you and say, well, you're the right person to step down for the former vice president?
I would have some clues that maybe because they thought Kalonzo is my good friend and I can step down for him. You can do anything for your friend.
Can you?
Short of few things. Like I said, can or no can, that is not a question to be answered by me. No. It can only be answered by the people who elected me. So you know what that means.
So supposing, as you've said tonight, he's your personal friend and he would approach you and say, Joe, would you step down for me as a friend? Will you do that?
One, I hold a different view of Kalonzo coming back to parliament. Question number one, why do you want to bring him to parliament? The only reason I can have, or the only reason I can I can think is we bring him back to Parliament for strategic reasons. And I also believe we can play that role when he's out there. He can build, or we can build our party better with him out there. I still believe and I still feel if we bring him to Parliament, it's like humiliating him more. My opinion is he can do better. And he is not short of options out there. In Parliament, yes, you can say we bring him because we are saying that for him to show leadership. Yes, we respect that. We respect him very much. But I'm looking at a scenario whereby I'll have my former vice president, my good friend seated here, and on the other side, I don't want to mention names, but those MPs throwing those kind of words to, whichever kind of word to him, that will hurt me most. I will not feel comfortable to sit down on my house, watch television, Bunge TV, or whatever, I don't know how you call it, and what do I see? I see a junior MP from the other side insulting my friend. Not insulting, but telling him odd words which I would not want to listen to. So that would hurt me most than him going to Parliament. That is my opinion. But maybe there are some people with different views, which we respect. Maybe people feel if Kalonzo is in Parliament, he can, next time, maybe he can become president of this country, or he can push agenda of this country. What I want to tell you is, I respect all MPs who are elected. And I want to believe they have the ability and they are capable of doing the same job which we want our vice president to do. So, based on that, I feel it's not a good idea.
Mm-hmm. In your mind, though, and the discussions that have been going on within CORD and within wider democratic movement and those circles, the conversation has been that it's important that for the former vice president to come and show leadership, number one. But most importantly, someone needs to control CORD inside Parliament. Do you feel that person should be him? Can you do it?
On one hand, yes. On the other hand, no. When you tell me that the members of Parliament, they need somebody to control them, do you know what you're telling me in other words? That they cannot control themselves. They need someone to control them. I believe he can do that when he's outside, better than when he's in the Parliament. Because these MPs, they'll be seated next to him, they will be sharing the same meal, they will be doing things together, going to the same toilet. They will not feel like this is someone special. To me, Kalonzo is special. And I think, because he's special to me, he should be treated in a special manner. You don't want to mess yourself, you don't engage yourself in boy play. You stay aside. Otherwise, they'll smear you with muddy and other things. Mm-hmm. So to me, I think because he earned that respect of former vice president and someone who has run for the president of this country 2 times, I guarantee you, maybe the third time, he'll emerge victorious.
As a friend, as we went on this conversation about this, as a friend, have you had a conversation with him about what you're telling me now, that you think he should not be in Parliament and he thinks he should be out there and leading the opposition or the CORD agenda from outside Parliament? I
have had several discussions with Kalonzo. And what I can tell you, Kalonzo does not think for himself. He thinks about Kenya. He will discuss issues affecting common mananchi. He will not tell you, excuse me, will I benefit when I do this? I've never heard him talk of those lines. I'm surprised this time round, stories are building across the country that Kalonzo is dying to go to Parliament. I'll tell you as my friend, I don't think so. What I know, and I beg my friends to forgive me, I know there are people out there who are ready to finish him politically. And they are doing what they are doing, thinking that they are either helping him or they are taking him to the right direction. But my opinion, what they are doing, they are finishing Kalonzo politically. which is not right. They should let him alone, make his own decisions. This business of going to television, talking to media, I will step down for Kalonzo, this one is ready to... This is just a comic thing. What I think they are doing, they are trying to get publicity. If someone was gentleman enough, he will not talk to television. He will go down on a paper and a pen and write a resignation letter and take to the speaker. This is what I would do. I will not come here and start telling you I can step down, I will step down, I will not do that. And I will be very honest with my friend and tell him, you know what, I won't step down for you, please leave me alone. Or get someone else to do it. Other than people holding a press conference, say we are all ready to step down for Kalonzo. And when you ask one of them to write a letter, a resignation letter, nobody will dare do that. They will run away. So I would respect a man who would do what they say, but not to say what they are saying to either get publicity or to please somebody else. And on the other hand, they mean something else. Why am I saying this? I respect Senator Mutambu very much. I respect him. But what did he do? He addressed press conference in Machakos that I'm ready to step down for Kalonzo. And I'm ready to do it. But when he went to Naivasha, he went to fight hard for his seat as a whip in the Senate. So what are you telling me? You are resigning and you want to be a whip? I don't get it. So I'm sorry, but that is the way I look at it. So if you are honest to Kalonzo, we wouldn't even dare say we are going to resign. We would do it, then we talk about it. I know there's an argument that Makto stepped down for Uhuru. Yes, it was done in the right way. Makto resigned, Uhuru was appointed, then the people came to learn, somebody stepped down, and this one is appointed. But this business of first trying to cook it, so and so is stepping down. Now you are spoiling you are spoiling everything. I would not do it that way. That's why I'm saying the approach was not right, especially to my side. I was in Naivasha, very busy attending this meeting. I only saw 411 and I saw breaking news, Joe Mutambu to step down for Kalonzo. I said, somebody called me, I said, no, that is not true. Then I was called by my own mother. Hello, what the hell are you doing? You are stepping down? I said, what are you telling me, mom? She told me, yes, I'm watching television. You are in Naivasha and you are stepping down. So I was a little bit furious. I became upset. And I went outside. I found some media guys there. I asked them, who sent this news to you? They told me, so and so has told us this, that you are stepping down and you have been identified by the court to step down for the vice president. I went to Dalmas Otieno. I asked him, excuse me, Mheshimiwa, there's this going on. He told me, please, just address the media, and he denied. I showed Honorable Musila the same. What is this coming? Who said this? So the whole thing was done in a bad faith. Whoever sent that information to media did it not to malign me, but to malign Kalonzo. And maybe he was doing it so that when I come and say no, I look bad to the either nation or to the community. They wanted to malign my name, which is very, very wrong. And that opinion, I hold it up to today. It was wrong for them to do that.
Finally, do you think the Vice President will, in a way, get back to Parliament as a friend?
One thing, what I can tell you, if he will come back to Parliament or not, and I'm going to repeat what I told you, it should not be discussed here. Let it calm down. If there's anybody who will step down for the Vice President, he will do so willingly, without being coerced or without being pushed or without any pressure. And the Vice President is not exacting any pressure to anybody to resign. I put it that way.
Joe, wish you well.
Thank you.
When you're ready to resign or not, you can always come to the show.
No, I have a mandate with the people of Mwingi. Resigning, don't talk about it.
All right.
Yeah. Tell me about something else to do for Mwingi. Tell me when are we taking Boho to Mwingi, but not to resign.
Not to resign.
Thank you.
Well put. Thank you very much. Stay with us. Talking to Joe Mutambu, the Mwingi Central MP, categorically he's not resigning. He has a mandate with the people, and he says he will do exactly that. Will you take a short break? When you come back, Keith Kalonzo walks you through the Supreme Court ruling. Stay with us.